Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Time for another Metal Earth kit build. Today I'm doing the last of the Doctor Who kits, or at least last for now. I have the Cyberman head. From what I understand, this is not as easy a kit as the rest. I think it's possibly one of the more difficult. I'm not that intimidated by it, at least not putting it together, not the kit. But it's 2 sheets. It's just a head, so how complicated can it be? Oh, I'm going to regret that. Let's tear this open, see what's inside, and put it together. Let's take a look at the Cyberman head. Instructions. And 2 metal sheets. Although these look like rather large pieces, so this might not take that long. We have just the 1 page or 1 sheet of instructions. Shouldn't say page because each sheet has 4 pages. Right. We open it up to the first page in the usual Metal Earth 3D model kit, the line drawing. We have our section down here about fold lines, insertion holes, tabs, a bit about needle nose pliers. They're helpful for assembly. The legend, as they're now listing it, E, if you see that pointing at something, it's telling you the engraved side. Any is for non-engraved side, and a detention point could be a variety of things. It could come with instructions saying to make sure you do this. It could be pointing at a particular hole to make sure you use that one, or orient something this way. It varies. And then we have over here, which I also consider part of the legend, the blue circle. When you see that, it means to fold the tab over 90 degrees. And the green triangle means to twist the tab 90 degrees. And if you pull and twist, it does make a more secure connection, although that can be a little more difficult than you'd think. At the bottom you have your 2 sheets with everything numbered so you can find the part, and it's laid out the same as the actual sheet. And you have a few items that are colored. The duplicate colors mean the parts are the same. One will be numbered, like 14 here is numbered. This doesn't have a number, but it's also 14. Same with this, same with the green. We slide over to page 2 for the assembly flowchart. Starting with part 1, it's telling you the engraved side, how to fold things, and you just go across. Part 2, and just follow the arrows, paying attention to attention points such as this. E for engraved sides, so you know which side faces which, and so on and so forth. Flipping over at the end of page 2, you've got page 3. Continue on through the arrows and the occasional sub-assembly, and then page 4. Follow along. At the bottom, you're done with your kit. Let's talk tools. I have a pretty standard set of tools that I use in most every build. I have needle nose pliers. I have flat nose pliers. I have flush clippers. These are a must for me. They clip parts off the sheets quickly and cleanly. I have a set of precision tweezers, one with a very pointed end, one with the pointed end ground down slightly, and a flat set with a sort of curved tip, useful for twisting tabs in slightly curved areas. I also have a pretty standard set of tweezers with a flat angled end. These come in one of the Iconics kits, and I use them a lot. Curved needle nose pliers to me are very useful for bending over longer, thin areas that have obstructions. They keep regular needle nose pliers from getting to them and being helpful. They can also be handy in tight places. We've gathered some tools, we've got the sheets and the instructions. Let's start putting this together. It can sometimes help to bend tabs slightly to help line them up with their slots. I often use my fingernails to bend over tabs. I initially started putting on the side pieces with the forward tab first, but that was not the best approach. It was better to start with the tab in the back and move forward. I had a few tabs come loose and had to bend tabs a different way to make them more secure. I found it tough to tell the subtle difference between the top and bottom of part 10, and easier to get mixed up after bending it. The top piece on the head was tilted to one side, making it somewhat challenging to attach the other half. The instructions say to bend the tabs here, but I found it easier to twist them, plus I felt that the connection was more secure. This video has been edited down. I've not shown all the different attempts, adjustments, or retries of this build. I also clip out parts where I am studying directions, searching for and clipping parts, and sometimes repetitive steps. It may make this kit look like it comes together easier than it did, but there are a lot of bending and adjusting of parts to make things fit. Work slowly, be patient, and take your time. The Cyberman head. Arguably one of the more difficult Doctor Who kits. This is the last one in the Doctor Who builds. I built all the rest of them. The TARDIS was a little bit challenging. At the same time, it was very square, so there wasn't a lot of shaping. It was just kind of getting to some of the small parts and shaping some of the small things without warping it. This, the challenge with the Cyberman head, is the unusual shapes involved in the fact that it's a rounded head. And it takes some time and patience to curve and bend and get everything to where it needs to be, and challenging. The good news is, for the most part, the tabs pull it together, but it can be a bit challenging to actually get the tabs in their slots. The Cyberman head took just under 2 hours to put it together. I'm excited to add this to the Doctor Who collection. This is the last one, so I've got them all finished. This went by pretty quick. I don't believe I've completed a set of 4 so quickly. So it was nice that it wasn't a horribly complicated build. I do really like the way the eyes and the mouth are somewhat sunk in. I'm going to leave it at that. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.